What's up, everyone? Jason Gilbo here with Matt Vaselli, taking a look at some stacking options for today's Memorial Day slate. 5 games, not a ton of great pitchers on the hill. You can fit in pretty much whatever bat you want. No starting pitcher over 10K.
Yeah, we like a couple pitchers here, but like you said, there's no studs we have to pay up for, so it's going to be fun being able to get these stacks in here with anybody we want. So let's start off here with Blue Jays.
Yeah, back and healthy. Tulowitzki's back. Donaldson's back. Bautista finally hitting the ball. He had a really slow April, but 429 WOBA in the month of May. So, expensive, but it's not that bad. Especially on DraftKings. I don't even mind Kevin Pillar. You have to use – I might make two just because Smoke and Morales both play first base, and it's like I'd rather have one or the other.
Yeah, I understand that. I was actually just about to bring up Morales is – dude, I use that guy probably – more than almost anyone does. I love using Morales. That guy just mashes the ball. I think he's got 25, at least 25, probably 30 home run upside here in the Rogers Center. And with Donaldson and Tulo coming back, that's just going to help his case.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing before. It was like, yeah, Bautista struggling. Morales was still hitting the ball well, but he was just easy to kind of pitch around.
Yeah, so now they can't really do that, and he's going to have so many more opportunities to knock runs in. I like Justin Smoke just as much as anyone does, but it kind of sucks you can't play them both. But I feel like if I have to choose one, most of the time I'm choosing Morales.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you. And you look at Bonilla, not a bad pitcher. He showed some strikeout upside in the minors. He's a little bit wild. 365 WOBA to lefties. It's just 305 WOBA to righties. But you look at some of these guys. Bautista, hit really well against right-handed pitching. Donaldson, this is a guy who mashed righties, especially at the Rogers Center last year. So I'm not particularly concerned.
No, but just this Jays team, and just looking at this slate, I guess we can really find out if they're the number one team. But there's a chance they could score a bunch of runs here. They didn't really do anything today, and I feel like a lot of people are on them.
Yeah, talking about my Sunday, it was stacking Jays and stacking Red Sox, and that did not pan out. So,
yeah.
Looking at this, highest implied run total on the slate by basically a full half run over Texas. So, I do think they come in as kind of that number one.
Yeah, I think so too. But this next team I like is, I do like Texas and stuff, but I really like the Marlins tomorrow.
Yeah, Jeremy Hellickson, he's been a guy who's just been extremely lucky this year. Still going to put plenty of hard contact. 1.40 home runs per 9 to lefties this year. That's puts Yelich and Justin Bour in play. Bour's got a high price tag. I'm curious to see how many people pay for it.
Yeah, you say 4,800 on DraftKings, I think.
Yeah,
and he's 36 on FanDuel. I feel like that I always say this with people. That always makes me more intrigued because they're not going to pay for Justin Bour at 3,600. When Miguel Cabrera is 39, you know what I mean? Or, anybody. Morales is 300 cheaper. So who's going to pay for Bour when, we say Morales is so good? I think it really puts them in play when they're high price like that, lowers their ownership. But, dude, Hellickson, he doesn't miss bats. I just think they're in a great spot. Yelich is finally starting to heat up a little bit. Bour's been on fire. D's stealing bases. I know how you are. You don't know if you're going to have D in there. It's just we have to see how the lineup is. If D's batting ninth, I probably won't put him in there. But if he's leading off, then I'm probably interested. And, you can never really go wrong. If you're going for a tournament, Stanton's always in play.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This lineup is always kind of shifting around. The 5-man stack on DraftKings is great because you can get a real Muto in. You can use Gordon. I definitely don't mind it. Gordon's just one of those guys for me. Like I told you, it's like he has to hit a triple or steal 2 bases to really pay off his price tag.
Yeah, and I understand that too. If you look at most, second baseman is not a power spot by any means, but when I can get Odor or something like that at the same price that has much more upside, then it tends to steer me away from D there.
Yeah, and I think on this slate, maybe I'll backtrack a little bit because there isn't a ton of second base options. Devin Travis, has some power for Toronto, but he's a bottom of the lineup guy. Maybe I won't take too many shots on. But, you're looking at basically, Cesar Hernandez, D. Gordon, Odor's got the biggest power out of the group.
Yeah, we'll see. We got to see how these lineups are too. You never know. Could take even a chance on Scooter Gennett or something at second base.
Yeah, I'm a big punt play. I don't mind using him.
Who do you like next? You like Texas?
Yeah, we'll move to Texas. Game against Ross Ramirez, and you and I were talking. Ramirez hasn't been that bad. He's been in and out of the bullpen through a couple starts this year. Under 300 WOBA to both sides of the plate, but a ton of hard contact. 43% hard contact to lefties, 37% to right-handers. And he's also not a big strikeout guy either. So that's kind of one of the key things I look at when Texas, because they do strike out a ton, but. This is another one where I want to see this lineup. They're always better at home too.
I just feel like whenever I hear hard contact to lefties and doesn't miss bats, it just screams Joey Gallo.
Him, Odor. I don't even mind
Mazzara,
Mazzara.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
don't
you could
mind the
just
lefties.
whatever, maybe even Andrews, Napoli, Chu. Luke. This lineup is so stacked. Like I love using this lineup on DraftKings because I can get 5 instead of 4.
Yeah, and and you like putting the catcher in, and Lucroy starting to finally get going this month. Still cheap too.
Yeah, I'm usually one for punting at catcher. But I used to, especially last year, it was like Posey, Lucroy, and Ramos I'd pay up for here and there, and then everybody else I might as well just punt because they weren't worth it. But hopefully Lucroy can finally. They were batting him 9th a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. This is the thing, and then moved him up to cleanup.
Yeah, so if that if he keeps hitting and staying in that cleanup spot with that offense around him, I'm really going to be interested. One off, stack, whatever. So we'll see how that lineup is, but yeah, Gallo, Odor, Mazzara, those 3 lefties who I'm really liking tomorrow.
What about the race? High run total here. Martin Perez he rolls a ton of ground balls. He'll get base runners on, and we're just. What, that Twins Rays game's still going.
Actually, the Twins just tied it 6-6.
So yeah, still going here. That game started at what, 2:15?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I thought they were going to get out of here, but yeah, it's 6-6 now, and they have bases loaded with 2 outs. So we'll see what happens here. But dude, this game is nuts. If this game keeps going, like, you got to figure they're going from Minnesota. They got to go to Texas. Like, maybe a couple guys get a day off tomorrow.
I would expect that for like guys like Evan Longoria. I don't think Derek Norris caught today, which is good, so he'll get that bat against the lefty. But yeah, Longoria might take a seat, which that kind of depletes the middle of the lineup.
Yeah, if Longoria is sitting, who they have a it's weird because Cleveland has one too, but they have a Daniel Robertson of their own who probably plays third there if he sits.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably keep Beckham in and stuff like that, but maybe somebody in the outfield, maybe a lefty Kiermaier gets a day off and Peter Borges starts or something.
Yeah, I could definitely see moving maybe like a Ricky Weeks up or
Ricky
like
Weeks.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this is gonna be one of those ones where Rays lineup. I'll be intrigued. You might get a really nice value stack, and then you can pair up a lot of big bats around it or something like that. So it's going to be one of those ones where I don't mind it. I'm definitely going to take some one-offs and two-offs from this team. It's just a matter of how the line comes out for if I'm going to be stacking or not.
Oh, is that where you're going with this? Okay, I was starting to go with it where if Kiermaier's not great at hitting lefties, but if we get Longoria and a couple of those bats out, I think it makes Martin Perez more in play.
I think so. Martin Perez, I think he's always a good DraftKings like SP2. If that lineup's really bad, if they break it up where it's like you have Logan Morrison hitting in between like Souza and Weeks, and you have like a couple of those lefties in there, I still don't know. I don't know how much upside he really has.
Yeah, he's definitely a ground ball pitcher, but I'm not even looking. I understand he's not going to go out there and throw, a crazy gem, but look at this game against Philly. He had 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 8 Ks, and he got the win. And I'm not even looking at 8 Ks. Maybe if he even had 5 Ks, like on FanDuel, even with the 5 Ks, you're looking at 40 points from Perez like that. For him, I would take that any day of the week.
Yeah, I think if you look, looking at that start against Seattle, that was 2-4, where he got about 15 DK points. Allowed 8 hits, 4 base runners. That's kind of what he does. But I don't mind it. I think it's gonna be one of those ones where I just kind of wait and see.
Yeah, it's definitely based on the lineup. Detroit, right? That's going to be our last one.
Detroit, yeah. Jason Hamill. If you stacked against Hamill last time out, as basically 80% of the industry did, which it made sense. It failed, but I don't mind going back to the well here just because how bad Hamill's been against right-handed pitching, right-handed hitters. 421 WOBA, 5 home runs allowed already. Miguel Cabrera, JD Martinez, Justin Upton, and I like Alex Avila from the left side.
Yeah, Who did he pitch against that screwed us? Do you remember?
Yankees.
Yes. I was all over the Yankees.
in Yankee Stadium.
And yes, in Yankee Stadium. And you know what? I can't remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure. You know what it was? I was gonna play Didi all game, and then he ended up batting 7th or 8th. I'm like, I can't play him, and he ended up going yard in the first.
He was the only
inning.
one who did anything.
Yeah, and I was like, of course, but because of course he did, right? But yeah, Detroit. I mean, I'm definitely not scared of Hamill. For me, he's just a little bit better of a Josh Tomlin, who apparently can start dealing again today. Josh Tomlin, I couldn't believe that. But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued with Detroit. They flopped today, so I'm definitely going to be back on them tomorrow.
Yeah, and Kansas City, it's not particularly a great park, but when the warmer weather gets up, it's actually not that bad. It plays a little bit more neutral, and with Hamill, I mean, fly ball pitcher all day.
Yep. Hey, Longoria just hit a home run, so it's 7-6 back to the Rays.
God, that's out of control.
This game's nuts. So
that 110 main slate started at 110, and it's 8:30, and it's still not wrapped up.
I cannot believe that. Just a 2 o'clock. But that's what I'm saying is, now Longoria hit his home run, so now they can definitely sit him tomorrow, right? So, but yeah, seriously, guys, you're gonna have to look at those lineups. It's only 5 games, so we like probably maybe a couple one-offs in that last game there.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I mean, for me, it's all Atlanta side. I don't think I'm touching the Angels.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Trout is out.
Yeah. I mean, sprained thumb today, so I would assume that he'd sit.
Yeah, I mean, which definitely puts Tehran in place. I mean, he's got a really pretty good price tag there, 8,300 on FanDuel. So, yeah. But yeah, I agree totally. I mean, Matt Kemp's crushing the ball right now. Matt Adams has been good. Those are probably the top 2 guys I'm looking at. Maybe an Enciarte.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, it's not a full 4-person stack, but yeah, I'm definitely with you where I could play a little Markakis, Kemp Adams, or Kemp Adams Flowers or something.
Yeah, just whatever it is. Or maybe even if I don't even mini stack it like that, maybe I need 1 or 2 bats on different lineups and I just plug in one-offs.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's certainly in play.
What last team here that we didn't get to really cover? What do you think about Philly?
That kind of depends. I mean, if I'm looking to attack Volquez, it's definitely from the left side. Not that he's been great against righties, but he's definitely been better. I don't know if they put out a lineup where it's like Arthur, Joseph, Franco in a row. I mean, I think the only guys that I have some interest in is probably like Saunders and Hernandez.
Yeah, I was gonna say Herrera's just been terrible this year.
Yeah, so I think it's those 2 lefties that I'm really only intrigued with.
Yeah, I was gonna say Saunders is probably my favorite option here. You never know with the Phillies. I mean, you never know who's playing, if Franco's going to be in or not. Maybe they got Blanco now, right? He's been playing here and there. So, I mean, and the catcher is always a joke. I mean, every time Rupp should play, Knapp plays, and every time Knapp should play, Rupp. I mean, you just never know with that team,
Yeah, if they load up a couple of lefties in a row, maybe I'll consider it.
Yeah, but for me, it's probably, like you said, Saunders and Cesar Hernandez, just one-offs here and there.
Yeah, I think that's it. So,
but yeah, that's it. I think we're good, right?
Yeah, I mean, another 5-game easy slate for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's wrap things up. Be sure to have a good Memorial Day weekend, and see you guys next week.